Hey people, how's it going? It's Intanger here. I'm playing a whole new game today. I've actually been playing this for a couple of months. It's called V Rising, and it's really awesome. You play as a vampire character, and you can build, you can go hunting through all sorts of places and kill bosses, and it's pretty great. It's got a lot going for it. It's a really great survival crafting game. I've been totally enjoying it. The end game is kind of weak on it. That's the only downside, but the fights are really engaging and fun and challenging. They got a lot of great features and settings and so many options to choose from as far as how you can play with your spells and your skills and your weapons and everything. But yeah, what I'm talking about today though is not the game itself, but this build I've been working on. So this is a really minimal, optimal, efficient base design that I've come up with after some trial and error and some adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. Several playthroughs now. I've played through the game like 7 times now. I've been fiending on it. I just keep switching to new servers and starting over. And this is actually on the Soulfire server. It is open server. It's got great settings, and it's got like a double resource farming, triple stacks, a lot of quality of life settings. The difficulty settings on this one are just regular normal. There's also another one for brutal called Nighthaven. It's got the same settings except for brutal. But anyway, what I'm talking about today is again not the server, but this build. Let me finally get into that. This is a really nice optimal build that fits within 7x8 tiles, and it fits pretty much everything you need without being too insanely cramped, and with also being able to get to everywhere pretty quick from like a central area. So like this is more or less the central area right here. It's the treasure room. You can fit all the treasury stuff that you need in here. I've got all the containers, and most of them are in a pretty convenient spot. You can just, well, actually, I've got a couple of herb ones here because I needed extra herb ones, but you don't need two necessarily. You could remove this one. But yeah, it's got plenty of space, all the treasury stuff, and then branching off from here, you get like a big kind of utility room. I got the teleporter in here. I've got this in here. You don't need this later in the game, so you can remove it later. But it can fit in here. Um, when you're first starting off, you don't need the second floor at all. I've got another floor on top, but you don't even need the second floor at all until later. All the essential stuff that you need is all on this one floor right here, and you can skip having the underneath side, but I think it's really great to have to basically raise up one level before you start, so you could have at least one level. I'm actually raised up 2 levels, but you can just raise up one level with this stairway right here, and then have a second, have the floor underneath be your garden. But yeah, this is basically designed to be raised up one level. But you don't have to. You don't need a garden necessarily. But all the essential stuff is on this one floor. And it all fits fairly nicely. It's not too cramped. It's not too windy like some of the other bases I've seen. They have these really winding pathways where you got to wind all over the place to get to one station that you want to get to. This one, everything is 1 or 2 rooms away. So from here, almost everything is within just a couple of rooms away. You don't have to wind through the whole place to get where you want to go. So yeah, and some of the rooms are a little cramped. Like this one is kind of wacky, and this one is pretty intense. But it fits pretty well. So I'm going with it. And yeah, you've got all the crafting station, all the refining stations, pretty much all on one floor, except for a few things I'll show you in a second. But yeah, this one, all your workshop stuff. This actually worked out pretty well. This is kind of weird how I've got it like notched in here, but the reason why is I couldn't fit all of these things and have 2 smiths, or what do you call them? What are these things called? Furnaces. I couldn't have 2 furnaces in here without having this little extra notch to kind of get this thing out of the way. There was no good spot to fit it, but with it notched in like that, now I can fit everything just fine. You can get around like here. And it's a little crampy, but not too crampy. And this one also, it's the same kind of weird scenario where you can't make this one any smaller because the alchemy bench sticks out too far. But since both of these had a little bit of a requirement to notch into the next room, I got them right next to each other, and so it works fine. And this one's kind of tucked around back here. I had another design where I like to put the heart right here instead, so that the heart is close to this, but there wasn't room for it right there, so I couldn't do it. And plus, the way I like to do the heart is put it on the bottom floor down here, and that way other people can access it and get their horse abilities and stuff like that. This is for a PvE build, by the way. Obviously, if it's not obvious, I haven't played any PvP. I don't recommend this for PvP. I have no idea how it would work out. Probably not well. But yeah, let me get back to the tour. So yeah, here's a minimal prison area. It's got only room for 3. I tend to only use 2. 99% of the time I just use this combo of Dracula and Scholar. Most people will probably just use 2 most of the time, but there's actually room for a 3rd in case you want like a worker one or something like that. You could put a werewolf in there too. I actually do have a werewolf. So then you'd actually have 4 blood types, because werewolves can double as animal and worker. And I've got the blood homogenizer in here, and it fits pretty well. And if you want more prison space, I'll show you what I do for that in a second. But yeah, this all fits in here pretty nicely, all your jewel crafting stuff. After you've learned all the recipes, you can just take this out and then free up some space, make it not so cramped. Also, most of the time you don't really need this. Once you've crafted your big bags, you don't really need this anymore either. So you can just remove that too, and then free up some space. But yeah, it works. It works out pretty well. I added a little balcony on here. You don't need this. It's just, you know, a little extra. But yeah, that's not really part of the design floor plan. But yeah, this is the main floor. That's really, I think, pretty well optimized. Like, I've got everything in here pretty well accessible, and it's pretty nice. And here's the next floor. So like, as you advance, like, you know, you can pretty much do most of the game playthrough with just one floor. You can put your throne right here. You could put some servant coffins on the side. Oh, you can actually even use a wooden coffin for your character to sleep in, since they're smaller, and they seem to have the same effect as the stone ones. So I popped that down there just so you could see that. Yeah, you can just use the wood one. But yeah, later on you might want to have some more things, and that's what this extra floor can be for. You can put a bigger throne. You can put, you know, a nice throne room decorated out. This isn't decorated, obviously, but yeah, you could decorate out a nice throne room. You could have a lot more servant space, and you can add a summoning area. You could swap this out for the other summoning infrastructure if you want. But yeah, and you can actually even have it right next to your servants. So like, if you want your servants to help you clear the mobs, you can easily summon them in and have them engage right into it. So it's pretty handy. But they can also die, so FYI. And here's the extra prison room. So if you wanted way more prison space, you wanted to have all the blood types, there's plenty of room in here. You can even put another you can put more cages over here on this side. You fill all that up, and you can even put a blood thing here. What's it called again? What is that thing called? The blood homogenizer. You can fit one of them right in the middle here. It fits perfectly. So yeah, you can have plenty of extra prison space up here on the next floor for when you want to just get a lot more cages going. And that's most of what I wanted to show off. But yeah, also down below, like I'm 2 floors up, but you can just go 1 floor up and just reverse this stairway here. And there's actually enough room to put all the crop types down here. I think there's I don't remember, is there 11 or 12 or something? But yeah, I think I've got all of them, and you can even put a nice decorative row of roses around the corner, around the edge, and it's pretty great. It's pretty nice look, pretty nice setup, plenty of space for your crops. And I haven't done anything with the rest of the build. I just wanted to basically make an optimal design for this minimal footprint with maximum efficiency. And I think that I've accomplished that. That's why I figured I'd make the video. But yeah, I've been kind of tinkering around on this. I've had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different versions of the build, kind of slowly adapting it and changing it and adjusting it over time. And I think this is the best version yet. And it's really come together pretty well. Like just from playing through it over and over and over. I mean, the main trips that you often make is from your treasury to your forge. I do a lot of that. I do a lot of this, and they're both really close. And yeah, it's pretty great. Also, you'll have a lot of trips between your press and your not press. Wait, was it the press? I can't remember. Yeah, one of these I was making trips back and forth. Oh yeah, the thread. Oh yeah, so it was the press and the loom. Anyway, and again, before you build your last floor, you can put extra things down here, like your servant coffins, your throne, and there was one more thing I was just thinking about that you can put down there, and I forgot it. But yeah, there's enough extra room in this space here that you can put a handful of the extra things that you need while you're advancing down in this, like, free use area. But that's it. That's the build, and I hope you liked it. I hope it's helpful to you. I think it's a pretty optimal way to, when you get started on a new server, just lay out a layout like this real quick, place everything where you know where it's going to be, and then it makes the play just a lot more speedy. You don't have to spend so much time tinkering around, running all over the base, all that sort of thing. So anyway, that's it. Have a good one, guys. See you next time. Bye.